hello. Welcome to Juicy Talk. Thank you for tuning in today with your girl Juicy and my co host
Joyous is in the building.
Hardy.
Hey.
So, we are going to get started. We're going to talk about help. My mate is controlling me with money.
Mm.
Let's go. Welcome to Juicy Talk with your host, Juicy. Live Thursdays, 8 p.m. Crucial conversations, special guests, love, relationships, and healing together. It's going to be juicy, y'all. Let's go. All right. So, good news. First things first. What are we going to talk about? Julius, you want to tell them that your event sold out?
Oh, yeah, my paint and sip for May 18th sold out. I am so happy about that. I had more than I thought. I wanted to do at least 40, but it came out to be pretty close to 70 people. So,
We're going to have a really good
yeah,
time and
really
we're really super
nice. Really
excited
nice.
about
I'm
it.
really excited. So,
Yeah.
everyone that bought a ticket, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting Hardy Entertainment. And, hey, this is one of many events. So, hey, keep an eye out for the next one.
Yes. So today we are talking about help. My mate is controlling me with money. So one of the reasons why we wanted to have this conversation is because there's so much conversation concerning money and relationships. And a lot of times when it comes to relationships, what is the biggest issue? Money.
Money.
Money is the biggest issue when it comes to relationships. And so, there's been like all this talk about women wanting, to be in relationships with men for money and,
Six figures.
six-figure income. So we want to talk about some of those issues, talk about some of those things surrounding relationships and love and money. And we just want to talk about a couple more things that, just put some things out on the table that we need to discuss, like have this crucial conversation when it comes to relationships and money. So, first thing first, you've been married before.
Yes.
In relationships in your past, how did you handle money?
Well, what it was, my wife already had a house, so she handled that, and I handled the utilities and things of that nature. I took care of the yard, and she took care of inside the house. So we kind of had a kind of I don't want to say necessarily agreement. It's just kind of like understood, unspoken on whose duties are, whose responsibilities were. So it kind of worked out really nice. So that wasn't. I don't think marriage was. I'm sorry, money was part of our issue. Marriage definitely not that.
So, would you say that y'all did like more of a 50-50 thing, or who paid the mortgage?
She did. She
She
did.
paid the
Yeah.
mortgage.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Hmm.
So, well,
I took care of the yard, like I said, when it snowed
okay.
outside. I cut the grass, make
Okay.
sure all the house things were taken care of. Anything would break, I would take care of that. And like I said, it's, a lot of things were just
So, did
unspoken.
you guys have a joint account?
No, we did not. We did not have a joint account, but just
So
whatever.
it was like, this is what you're gonna pay, this is what you're gonna pay, and then we just came together
Absolutely,
and
yes.
whatever.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's cool.
So when
But
I
that can't work for everybody.
no,
That
it
doesn't work for
no
everybody.
big deal. So when I was married, the way that it was set up is pretty much my ex-husband, he paid the majority of the bills, like the major bills, like so. And I think I paid like the gas bill, the cable, and I bought everything concerning the house. So that means food, tissue, toiletry, anything that was
Mhm.
concerning the house, cleaning supplies, food. Thing I also bought all the stuff for the kids. So I bought like all of the daycare stuff, this
Mhm.
stuff like that for the kids, and he just paid the major bills.
Mhm.
So like in relationships, a lot of people do a lot of things different. I also know like my brother, him and his wife, they put all of their money together
Mhm.
financially. Everything. They put everything. There is no separation. They put like 80% of their money into their account, and then like they keep 10 or they put 20% that they have to them, to themselves or
Yes.
whatever.
Hmm.
And so everybody have a different way of doing things when it comes to money. But one of the things that we hear so much is that this focus is super focus on money and finances and when it comes to relationships and just how people in relationships view it. I don't know if this has been your experience, but have you heard men talk about how it's a really big issue regarding money when it comes to women, like them feeling like women just want money?
Mhm. I do hear that, but I guess throughout the internet, and you see these different reels, and a man has to pay $200 just for me to go out, and it's so crazy. I don't know where this even came from. Not going to certain restaurants, I don't understand where this is coming from. It's like I don't know. I have no idea where this is coming from. Um,
So one of speaking of reels, right? One of
mhm,
these reels that I saw that we're gonna watch shortly, but it's this reel, and I've been hearing this thing. I've been seeing it post from a lot of different men on my Facebook page about what women bring to the table. What do we bring to the table? So I just want you guys to check out this reel, and then we're gonna get right into the topic.
Man saying, "Yo, what do you bring to the table?"
Let me have this. Men, y'all probably really just don't know exactly what a woman brings. Get your pens and paper. Let's talk about the purpose of a table. I'm talking to you,
Sit
love,
down.
with all the beautiful hair.
You said what they need a table for?
Right.
Like,
To sit down and eat at it, right?
right,
You
right,
gather at this
right.
table. Let's say I'm your woman, hypothetically. Everyone sitting at this table, either one came in me or came out of me. We can agree on that?
Yeah.
I'm the purpose for even having the table. Everybody at this table is nurtured, cared for, looked after by me. I if I deem you worthy enough to even extend your legacy, which means give you children, consider that an honor and a privilege because parts of me have to die to give you life. There are things in my body that will never be the same after bearing children for you. And you're telling me the least, at the very least, you don't want to take care of me?
Nah, I can't.
All right,
It
cool.
take
All
two.
right,
It take two.
cool.
Cause without my, yeah, I mean, without me, yeah, I mean, it could be no family. A family is a family. Like, yeah, if you renting, you need 3 times the rent. It's a teamwork thing. Cause if I lack of, you supposed to be able to, all right, well here, da da, this and that. If I'm struggling, all right, if I can't get it, all right, I'm gonna need you to get that. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, so
It's something
that's
wrong with that, baby. It's some In order for any family to sustain, there has to be balance. You're talking about this 50-50 stuff as if it really exists. If I have to get out of my bed to work 8 hours, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, which I do right now, and then I have to still come home and I still have to tend to the children. I have to take care of the home. I have to give you sex. I have to stroke your ego and I have to restore you from all that you've been through throughout the day. What am I left with for myself? You would never be able to outwork a good woman. You should find a capable woman, but you do not want a working woman.
I like
When the
that.
chips are down, yes, baby, I am capable of rolling up my sleeves and doing what we got to do to get back on our feet, with the notion that once you are stable, you are going to relieve me of that duty because it is not my job. But if I got to get out of my bed and go work for a man, guess what I'm doing? Guess what I'm doing? I'm excuse my language, I'm fucking with 2 men because I have to get out of my bed and go appease one at work, do what he tells me to do, follow his orders, get the
Whoa.
whatever, and then you want me to come home and then appease you? Oh, and then take care of the kids? Oh, then cook and clean? Oh, then you want some sex?
Oh my
You
God.
want all that on me for the sake of making it easier on you? If I'm willing to roll back my sleeves and work 2 jobs, which I'm doing right now, what you think I'm gonna expect you to do? You better be willing to work 4. You
Come
better be willing to
on.
take
That's hard.
off your shirt.
That's hard.
If I roll up a sleeve, you better be willing to take off your shirt for me.
Ooh, well, she said a lot.
oh
So, so
my,
Hardy, what
she,
do you think about
man,
that?
she is. I don't even know where to start. She's so off point to me because that's ridiculous. First, the fact that she says, she got to work 4 jobs, and No one said she had to come home and take care of the child by herself. I mean, that's my child. I'm gonna take care of my child. I'm gonna make sure my child, if she needs a bath or he needs a bath, I'm gonna make sure she. It's if we both working, we gotta split the duties. I mean, come on now. I don't know what kind of lame she's dating, because it sounds like she's definitely dating a lame. Because a real man knows his place. He's gonna do the right thing. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she has one, two, three kids, but she's definitely been dating some lames. She ain't dating no real man because a real man knows what he needs to do. And things do happen. Sometimes we do fall short, and that's what I agree about. Hey, she kicking in and things of that nature. And all this about working 4 jobs and excuse my expression, fucking 2 men. That's to me. That's just ridiculous.
So let me bring a little context to what she was saying. Okay. So a little backstory. So the other man that was on there, the other guy,
Mhm.
he was basically saying that, a woman, women and men, it should be 50-50. He was saying that he doesn't care in today's society. They should be splitting everything straight down the middle. Okay. Um, and she was saying that basically she wasn't in agreement with that. And she was saying that in order to give your man everything that he would need in a relationship, right? The emotional support, kind of what most men say that they want and really need from a woman, which is that femininity, walking in her femininity, also wanting her to be a nurturer and really be able to um, be there for him as a support, as an emotional support, give him that love and that nurturing and take care of the home, take care of the kids, and take care of everything in it. She was basically saying, like, she doesn't need to work. She needs him to provide so that she can, provide create this atmosphere for this man to reside and be treated like a king, pretty much. And she was saying that you can't want that and also want her to work because if she does both, then it's like to make your and in her words to make your life easier. She's basically saying that it was unfair in her eyes because she said, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're being a nurturer, and you're helping split the bills, which is helping the man do, the part of providing.
Mhm.
She's saying that it's too much, that she should be able to stay home
So
and cater
so
to that man.
so is she saying she don't want to work? She just want to stay home and take care of the kids. So she want to stay home. She want to stay home and watch one child that she can send to the daycare. I understand maybe
Or
the
maybe they
daycare.
can't.
Maybe she can send the daycare. I mean, maybe she can save somebody on the daycare. Then don't complain. Then if that's what you want to do. You don't want to send your kid to the daycare. Then don't complain. Well, I did this. I did that. I mean, how much like where do you draw the line at no time did that woman say anything about respect her spouse. At no time did she say that. She's talking about, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I mean, then what you want to do?
I think that what she was saying is she wanted to stay home. So that is a great conversation because I feel like, to a certain extent as a woman, when and out, we do a lot when it comes to the household. We do a lot, and especially if you're a working woman as well. If you're going to work and you're working 40 hours a week, just like that man, right? And then, so that's even. We just say he worked 40 hours, she works 40 hours a week, right? And then she comes home,
Mhm.
right? And now she's cooking and she's
Okay,
cleaning,
okay, I
right?
get that.
What is he doing during that time that she's cooking
But
and cleaning and preparing? I'm just asking.
I'm saying I'm honest what you said. But no man is asking a woman to cook every day. We understand that you work now. You got to come and take care of the child. But why can't those duties be split? Taking care of that child.
I
Hey, you know what? I know you work today. Just I got you. Go ahead once you take some time to yourself, take a shower, whatever you need to do. Usai, what do usai, and I'll take care of the child. So it's I don't know where she get this thinking from. Her way of thinking is off. Maybe you know, sometimes you gotta look at people's ages and things like.
So I think that Derek made a good comment. He
Well,
said,
there,
"Can a man have the option that she is proposing? I'm sure he can cook and clean." I do know some.
right,
I do
right,
know.
exactly.
I
Thank you,
will
Derek.
say. I will say that I do know some stay-at-home
Uh-huh.
dads who the wife is the one that goes out and she makes the money and she's the breadwinner and he's at home nurturing, caring for, taking care of the kids. I mean, I think that that is fair, but he's not working when he's doing that job. So my thing is it fair to feel and just give me your
But you know,
somebody said she captain. Is it fair
right. Thank
to
you.
is it fair to a woman? Okay, let me propose it in a different way.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If you want your woman to be home, is it a bad thing for your woman to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of the kids and the man is the sole provider?
I haven't. Let's, let me make this perfectly clear. I don't mind being the provider, but at some point, maybe 1 through 6, she can stay home. 6 years, she can stay home, take care of that child. And you know, I know the child has doctor's appointments and things of that nature, and daycare can be expensive. But there's no the way she was coming off. It's like she's like, I ain't want to do nothing. I just want to stay home and do nothing. Well, I'm not saying do nothing, but watch that child. But then she says she's cooking
If
all
you're a
day,
good mom, it does take work.
and I'm not doubting that. But
Mhm.
but by nature, men are supposed to be the one that go out, get the meat, bring it home. She cooks it. I mean, that's just how it's made up. You know, you gotta. Everyone needs to know their roles. You know, men and women need to know their roles.
And so I think that that is part of why we're at this place because we have defined these roles, right? Like back in the day when our parents were, when we back in the day, mom stayed at home and the father provided, and the mom was expected to take care of everything in that home. That means she was cooking, she was cleaning, she was washing his clothes, she was making sure his, sexual appetite was met. She was making sure that she did all of those things. Now, women of today's standard, and because everything is so expensive now, the average woman still makes 16% in Ohio, makes 16% less than a man. Like the average woman in Ohio, the median income for a woman is like 44,000.
Right.
If she has her bachelor's or have a bachelor's degree, you can take that up 10,000. The average man makes 55,000.
Mhm.
And if he has a degree, you can take that up 15,000, right?
Mhm. Okay.
So that is what we're working with. So no, we're not, we're dealing with average $60,000. These are not like the average um it's 25% of in Ohio, 25% make over 100,000 of
Right.
of men
Small amount.
and women.
Right.
It's a very
Small amount.
small amount. So the average household does take, if you want to accomplish things, if you want to have some things of value, right?
Mhm.
Buy a home, have nice cars. It's going to probably take two incomes. Sometimes it might take two incomes and overtime as well, you
Right.
know?
But so many, not to cut you off, but so many people are living without their means. They're always trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we can't do that. You know. So what? They got a portion in the driveway. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how they get that Porsche. You know. So everybody's just
I
seeing.
mean, they paid for it. We know that much.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe.
They had to pay for it.
Or they leasing it. They
Even
most
if
people
they leasing
leasing
it, they
they
paying
lease
for
these
it.
Benz and I gotta get this. I
Yeah.
get
And okay, so maybe as women, we're not aware of all that men do. Because I hear somebody saying men do a lot too. So if you can just drop in the chat, what is it that women are not noticing that men do? Right? Because I listed the things and maybe you can help me. What is some of the things that men do in a relationship, in a family unit that we're missing, that we're not paying attention
I
to?
think one thing that you're missing is society beats the men up. Society alone. We don't know if we're gonna be able to come home the next day because we're constantly being profiled by the police. We get pulled over for unnecessary things. And then we have people at our jobs that stressing us out unnecessarily. Some people talk to you crazy at work, and then other things. Some of the men we probably not making the money that we want to make for whatever reason. I know you say, well, if that's not what you want to do, go get another job. I guess you could if it's that easy. I think men would do that. But a stand-up man doesn't have any problem with a woman staying at home. Uh, but at the same time, we got to live within our means. And I do believe in combining our income. I truly believe in that. But I think we need to check with each other if we're going to buy something. Hey, I want to make a purchase of a new washer and dryer. I don't know, something like that. But some things we do, if we had these combined income, combined accounts, there's definitely needs some discussion on what we need to buy.
So, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You always do that anyway. But anyway, but so
okay.
So there's times where you need to sit at the table and say, "Hey, we need some new things in the car," or "Hey, I'm ready for a new car." So we need to focus on that. I get that.
So I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me what men do outside of working. Some men are very good listeners. Someone said some men are very good listeners, very underappreciated. Okay. So we're both listening to each other, right? That's something we both do.
Okay. Thank you.
I mean, like when it comes to shared responsibilities, what are some of the things that men are doing that we are as women are overlooking? Because for the most part, a lot of times when it comes to relationships, it appears to me that the woman is the one doing it seems like to me the woman is the one doing most of the cleaning. She's doing most of the washing clothes. And I'm not saying that, it's not men that's cooking.
If she's staying at home,
staying at home, she should be.
Oh,
it's
okay.
understood. But I'm saying if she's working like you're working every single day, and I think that goes across the board. Either party that's staying in the house mostly, I can completely and totally understand with, them carrying most of the household duties if you're not working. But I'm talking about in a situation where both men and women are both going to work. She's working 40 hours a week. He's working for 40 hours and hours a week. What are men bringing to the table? What are they doing? And you can always call in. Let's put the banner up. You can call in if you want. But what are men doing that we are missing as women? Because I can just speak for myself, right?
Okay. What is it that you need then? Let's talk about that. What do you
I
need?
think that
What do women need?
I think that every woman needs something different. It just depends on the dynamics of your household, right?
Okay.
And that's like a personal thing. But overall, core, I think that there are some certain traditional things that we have in place that we don't address. And I think that that's where a lot of the frustration comes from when it comes to women because a it is expected of us, right, to work now, which is fine because most women like want to work now and it's needed because of, everything is so expensive nowadays, right? So it's necessary to have two incomes, right? But nothing has changed as far as the expectations of the responsibilities goes. I know for the majority of my women friends that I know that are married, and just even being on social media and listening to the comments from a lot of different women, they're overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed with the fact that after they get off of work and they work 40 hours a week, we already said the average household, somebody said if you're working 40 hours a week, hire a maid and get a nanny, right? And that's easy said, but when you really think about it, can you hire a nanny? And if the average household is making about $50,000 each.
Oh, okay.
No,
All right.
50
Okay.
between two people. 50, 50.
I know
You
50,
know,
I know
that's what I'm saying.
100,000.
Or maybe, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not just both incomes
Right, right.
50.
So this is what I say. So if the woman is saying that, hey, I need a break, so okay, I tell you what, let's drop the child off to the grandmother, grandfather, and you and I go somewhere quiet. Let's take a break. Let's go somewhere for the weekend so we can kind of spend some time with each other. How about that?
Is that a break, or is that more or less? But because still,
I mean,
my thing, that is a break, and that's beautiful,
thank
right?
you.
That's a
Okay.
beautiful thing,
Right.
right? But what about the responsibilities of the household? Like, I think that most women, when we think about break, we're thinking about help share in the responsibilities of the household. Like, you cook sometimes,
Okay.
you wash some clothes,
Right. Okay. I agree with that.
like, and I think that a lot, but I don't know if this is happening that often in households. And men, it's a lot of men in the chat tonight. So share. Are you sharing in the responsibilities? And then you got to also think a lot of households, maybe the father is not in the home, you know?
I can't speak to that.
Someone says we represent the strength of the household and we don't share our hardships because we hold them, not put them on you. Okay.
So does
So
that?
so you're saying basically, I think he's basically
Oh, okay.
saying that he's not putting the hardships of his day on the woman.
Mhm.
But in reality, we put our hardships on each other, period. If you're in a household and you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be in tune with your spouse enough that you know that
So
when they're
if
stressing
you're
out,
saying that, then you should know that he's unhappy. Then what happened to that intuition women talk about?
he's unhappy.
Mhm.
That's a whole nother topic. It really is. So the men who have their women working and going 50-50 are the same ones complaining about their about how
Finish it up.
masculine their women are. Okay, I like that. So that's a great topic to bring up because and I think that is, thank you, Patricia, for bringing up that point, because it is a lot of men that are complaining that women are masculine and giving off masculine
No, that's because
energy.
they got those weak ass men. Weak ass men.
They're saying women are giving off this masculine energy, but it is, and like and I'm just saying, from what I see on social media, I gotta agree with you, Patricia, that half the men that are complaining about they want to go 50-50, we need to pay 50-50, are the same men that are saying that women are not feminine enough. You can't have it both ways. You can't have a woman working and then also want her to be weak and docile and not have an opinion and don't have anything to say. That is not fair
You see me
either.
nodding my head, right?
I see you shaking your head,
Mhm.
but I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
that's a weak.
show me
That's
a
weak.
different example.
That's a weak man. Weak man.
A weak man that wants the woman to go 50-50.
No, that ain't supposed to be doing his job.
What you mean? Explain.
Meaning, like, we talk about this all the time, but the roles, of each person. People sometimes we step out of our comfort zone or our roles, and then when you step into it, like, why am I doing this? And some like this femininity, you guys, women always talk about. I don't know. I just you
What
get
role are you talking about when you say roles?
well, just in general, like the woman is supposed to be the nurturing of the family. The man is supposed to be the head of the family. So, saying about that. You
I'm
disagree with that?
listening to you.
You
I'm
you
saying
disagree with that? The man
I'm
should be the head of
listening.
the family?
No, I feel this is how I feel.
Okay.
You want to know how I feel personally? Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
because how I feel personally is, if you are the man of the family, then anything that goes wrong, if you're the head of that family, then anything that is not flowing properly and right in that family is your fault and your responsibility. That's how I feel, because you are the headship, you are the leader. And I also feel like leaders are servers. Like, you know, the first shall be last. So if you are the man of the household and you running, your obligation is to make sure that the women and the children are safe, happy, protected. And that means safe mentally, emotionally, financially, and spiritually. That is your job. It's all
So
encompassing
there,
as a
see,
man.
now you
And I
okay? Go ahead.
and if a woman is, all of those things are provided for a woman, she's naturally going to be feminine. She's naturally going to, because as women, we multiply. That's what we do. We multiply by nature. So anything you
What
give
do you
a
mean?
woman, she's going to take it and multiply to make it better. So if you give a woman sperm, she's going to take it and she's gonna create a baby, right?
But she can't have a
If you
baby.
give her a house,
She
no, no,
can't
no.
have a she can't have a baby without a man, right?
Exactly. That's what I said. If a
Okay.
man gives a woman sperm, right?
Right.
She's going to take it, multiply it, make a baby. If you give her a house, she's going to make it a home. If you give her love, she's going to create an atmosphere where you feel nothing but love in that household. So that's my personal
And I like
opinion.
that. I agree.
That's my
I
personal
agree with
opinion.
that. And
But
that's how it should be.
and I do feel like that's where it should be. But I think that where the problem comes in at is that we have men who don't make women feel safe for a plethora of different reasons. But you have to
But
feel, in order for a woman to be able to operate in her femininity, and in order for her to operate in her purpose, that man has to take the responsibility of being the head and being the headship over that household. And then he has to give her safety in those four areas under those four principles. And after she has that, she will automatically submit. It's, to me, it's really just not that, it's not that hard. It's a simple thing.
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
so so isn't that part of communication? Uh, is that I think the breakdown is the communication between the spouse, husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend. Because I don't know. I need to see the statistics of people living together before they get married. Is there a statistic for that?
I don't know, but I think it's a lot of people who nowadays, for financial reasons, have to live together beforehand. And I'm not even opposed to people living together
Mhm.
before they get married. I just think that you really don't know a person until you live with them.
Mhm.
Personally, somebody said cap. What part is cap? And come on, if you got an opinion, share it. Call in.
Right. What does
Yeah,
that say, Joe?
nowadays, JoJo said nowadays most men don't take the lead. I do. I feel like if you
What kind
want,
of women? What kind of
let me
men?
let me just
Where are
say
these men they're talking about?
let me just say this.
Where are these men that y'all talking about?
When I think about lead, I think that people just think in one capacity. Because when they think of leadership, they think of, I run this. This is my household. This is my family, right? But when I think of leadership, I think of responsibility. That means that everything under that roof is your responsibility. That means that you have to make sacrifices in order for that
But a real man would do
to
that, though.
work.
A real man would do that. So I don't know what these lames are they talking about.
Hardy calling y'all out. What makes a man a lame? What part of that is
I don't know.
lame?
Cap. Stop it.
What's the cap?
What's the
I
cap?
don't understand what
What's
you mean
cap?
when you say cap. What part are you? What's cap?
What's cap? Is that
Speak
shooting?
on it. Speak on it. Call in 216-245-3380.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hey, Lucy, it's Denise.
Hi, Denise. How are you? I
Are you,
don't.
are you the cap lady?
I don't
I'm
know what's
sitting here
happening.
watching your Juicy talk.
Huh?
Hey,
I'm
Denise.
sitting here watching your. Hey.
What's up? Speak on it.
So I wanted to add a comment to what y'all was talking about, if I can.
What?
Sure, you can. You're on live.
Okay.
Everybody can hear you.
Is this
Okay,
one about the
that's fine.
cat?
Hey, you guys.
Oh,
So I'm 23, but I do believe that if a man is not just providing financially, but making a woman feel safe, like she can be feminine, we will naturally submit. We will be in our soft woman era because we know that regardless of what happens, our man is going to make sure we are good at the end of the day. When we have to have our wall up and be masculine, is because we're questioning if our man is going to lead us correctly or not.
Absolutely.
So,
what wall are you referring to when you say wall? What wall are you referring to?
just like trusting, a lot of men do not find it attractive when they want to do something for a woman, but we're like, well, we'll do it ourselves. But I feel
Give
like
me an
that has
example.
a
Can I
lot
have an
to do
example,
with-
please? Give me an
Yeah,
example. What's an
so
example?
it might be small, but it ties into a man being a man of his word. If a man says, hey, I'm going to pay for your lunch or pay for your nails Monday, and come Monday, women, we're not going to ask you because you said that's what you were going to do, and we don't get any money. That makes us go into our masculine and put that wall up because you're not a man of your word.
Over some nails?
Over some nails?
Really?
She's just using as an example.
It might be small to men, but to women, it's you being a man of your word. It's not because it's male.
Okay,
It could be
doesn't that work both ways? Doesn't
So
that work both ways?
You being argumentative.
No, I'm not being argumentative. I'm just saying.
But I do agree with you. Like, it's about keeping your word. Like, you teach us how we can trust you. And that's about feeling safe. You want to be able to feel like you can that your partner is making you feel safe and loved
Now,
and cared for.
are you talking about a boyfriend? Are you talking about a husband? Which one are you referring to?
It starts somewhere, right?
Anybody that it doesn't matter. Anybody that you are, giving yourself to or making plans with or just anything. It doesn't have to be just your husband. It could be a boyfriend. If he put himself in a position to be your man, that is a responsibility he took on.
Are you willing to reciprocate that at the same time?
Am I in a yes, I can do. Are you asking me, can I do the same thing I'm asking of a man to do?
Correct, yes.
Yes, but it's different because we are women. Men look for women to be more feminine.
Okay, let me give you an example. Okay. I need to put my car in the shop. All right, and I need you to follow me to the let's say Conrad's. Are you willing to do that for me?
Who wouldn't?
I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, like,
I do that for my homie, for a friend.
Let me give it better.
I think you use kind of the wrong example.
Right. Okay, let me give you a good one. Let's see. Let's see what's a good one.
I don't know.
Okay, let's say this. Say in the beginning of you meeting somebody, and you telling this man, yeah, I'm the type of woman I like to cook for my man. If he going to work, he gonna come home to a meal, and then he finally gets you, but you're not giving when you told him. That's what I mean when I say women should be able to provide what they said they were gonna do for their man, just like a man said.
Okay, so let's say
be a woman of your word.
So let's say suppose he don't cook, but he takes you out. How about that?
You said if he doesn't cook, but take me out.
Yeah, instead of saying he said he'll cook for you, say, you know what, instead of me cooking, let me take you out. Is that acceptable?
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's more or less. And you let me know. Thank you for calling in, Denise. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that, and you let me know in the chat if I'm right, Denise. But I think that what she's trying to say is basically like it doesn't really matter what you do. It's just that when you say you're going to do something, that she can trust in your word, whatever it is that you say you're going to do. A woman wants to feel safe, and she wants to be able to rest in the fact that she knows that her man is going to do his word is his bond. That's important. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's important. Your word is your bond.
I understand that, but a real man that's what a real man will do.
You assuming that all men are not created equal.
I know that's
just
right.
Like
all women ain't created equal either.
That's true.
I know, right?
All right, we had another caller. Brandon, call back in if you want to call
We
in.
got a guy calling. That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
call in,
Come on,
Brandon.
Brandon. Come on, man.
Here we go.
Yeah, ain't no here we go. What else we got? Did you want to show?
Brandon, call back in.
Did you want to show the other clip or no?
So
you want to show the one clip that you like. So you want to show the one I like, right?
So I'm gonna share another clip.
Thank you. Now,
and then we're gonna take a call.
Now, peep this clip out.
Men are being indoctrinated into thinking that as long as you provide financially, you can get the hottest girl in the world, and as a result, you're a high value man and you've made it. But essentially, when you lead with finances, you attract a woman who's emotionally detached, because emotionally present women, finances does not compensate for lack of quality time. No matter how rich a man is, she wants quality time. Whereas emotionally detached women, they don't care if you're gone for 6 months on a business trip, as long as they've got a bag and a house and a Rolls Royce and whatever it is. So when you're that man, you're going to attract that woman. So you think, I'm providing her with everything, she's not going to go anywhere. She's thinking, you provided me with everything, now I can go somewhere.
Why is there not loyalty when a financially, stable man is able to provide finances to their partner? Why is that loyalty not there?
Because the glue of the relationship is broken.
Superficial.
Yeah, it's superficial. The glue they used was superficial. The glue he's relying on is physical attraction, and the glue she's relying is financial stability. The glue is weak. Whereas if the glue was emotional intimacy, absolutely you can get loyalty. You can't beat emotional intimacy when it comes to loyalty.
Okay, so I know we had a couple people that tried to call in. We're gonna take this call from Brandon. I'm going to see if he answers. I'm calling you back, Brandon.
Hello.
Hello, Brandon.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing, my man?
I'm calling you
What's
back.
up, King? Man, why you letting these women drag us like that, man?
Man, they're coming at both ways at me, man. But go ahead, man. Go say what you say.
What's your comment?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Do your thing, bro.
No. First, I was just clarifying. You ain't understand what it was talking about with the communication. And you're right. Real leaders lead, and most leaders don't consult with who they leading, as far as emotionally or strategically. So that's what I meant about us not putting our hardships on what we going through as opposed to you knowing. And I found it quite promising that real niggas still being real niggas, because you said it. You was like, damn, we don't know what men going through. Because you're right. Most of the time when we with you, all we showing is that we care about what you going through.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's not. I don't think that all men are created equal. Just like I feel like some men have that emotional intelligence where they're not sharing their feelings, but I feel like that's part of the problem too, because you should be able to be vulnerable with your partner and be able to be yourself and be covered and protected, because that, as a woman, that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to cover you, pray for you, make sure you fine, and be that support.
I think sometimes, like some of your description of what women's supposed to be there for, a little bit of it overextends. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get to going in. What the woman is supposed to be there for is to emulate what the earth does.
Ooh.
And the earth is there. And the earth is there.
Speak on that, because I want you to
hold up. And the earth is there to take care of the man, and it's the man's job to tend the earth to make the earth be capable of what it's able to do.
I'm not even opposed to that.
You feel what I'm saying?
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, it's not really the man sitting there saying, River, is it okay if we build a dam here?
So like
it's what we say blessings to the God for giving us this river, for giving us this earth, for trusting us with this. I think that's why rib was exchanged.
So I'm just going to say that when it comes to, like you said, I do agree with the fact that you are supposed to operate as a man. And if you are the headship of that household, then you're supposed to cover everything is your responsibility, right? Everything under that headship is your responsibility. And also who
Right.
you're supposed to be sacrificing for. So we can agree upon that. But I do feel like if we are, as women, you said we're supposed to mimic the earth, right? Which is we supposed to protect and take not protect, take care
Oh,
of
okay.
the man, right?
No, that's not true. No,
You that's what you
no,
just said.
no, I didn't. I said it's the man's job to tend to the earth,
Right.
to
You
make
just said
sure
that.
it provide what it does.
And what
That's
did you
the
say
very
that the woman
opposite
is
of what you said. That's
and
why
what
I was
did you
saying.
okay?
Oh,
And
go ahead.
what did you say that the woman's job is supposed to be?
I said the woman's job is to do what the earth does.
Which is what?
What the earth gives man food, the earth gives man offspring, and the earth provides the nutrients that a man needs to live.
So is that
Now,
still
a man, let me finish. I got to answer your question. A man got to take care of a woman to be able to expect these things. Because what happened with the earth when you don't tend to it?
it's dead, it dries out?
It died. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
what a man think happened to his earth when he don't take care of a woman. We think another nigga got it. Or now these days, we think another woman got it.
So we're really saying the same thing because if the earth is there to take care
Hey,
of the
man,
man.
when you explain it, because I hear you saying, and you agreeing with me, but you letting her say we saying the same things, man.
Well, I was just saying.
That's crazy. Listen, what I'm saying is we are saying the same thing because you're saying that the woman's job is supposed to operate like the earth. Am I correct?
The earth, yes.
The earth, which means,
Right.
right, that we're supposed to feed, right?
No,
Produce.
it basically means the earth means this. What it means. It means that as men, we aware that our actions have consequences. We aware that if we don't treat
We
our
are
earth
saying
right,
the same thing in different ways.
we ain't gonna get hold up. We ain't gonna get what we want out of earth. So it's up to the man's actions to project these things. Now, if we not projecting these things to you, we don't think you the earth worth projecting these things to. It's some men that only respect their mothers. It's some men that only but and also the other things I was saying to kind of tie that in is like women, a lot of women that I'm noticing, even with the snippet that you played, they like speaking real, what's the word I want to use? They speaking real, they reaching. Because when you go into 7 out of 10 of a woman's house, pretty much, it ain't super pristine. It ain't the vibe that y'all give off in the streets. It ain't the vibe when a woman saying, a man expect me to clean. No, we don't. A man come home and tell a girl, wash them dishes. It's 1 out of 10 that statement gonna work. That's gonna get us cussed out. Mm-hmm. Girl, wash them dishes. That's gonna get a nigga cussed out. It ain't. Man. Dude, man, when you take up for us, cuz. Ain't no nigga
Hold up.
Like,
hold up. Wait a minute.
In the middle of the floor.
Wait
this
a minute.
The 50s no more.
But
men don't be expecting that.
Okay, thank you for calling. Now, can you listen for a minute? Right. Brandon, can you listen? Because I listen to you.
I'm the caller.
Okay, so I listen to you. I want to be able to ask you questions.
I'm just joking. I'm just trying to
spice
it up.
I appreciate it, man. I know.
Right?
That's why I let him roll.
But it's an exchange. So, like I was saying,
I'm already viewing your podcast.
I appreciate you. I appreciate it too. So, like I was saying, I wanted to go back to what you were saying about the earth, right? You said that the woman is supposed to feed. We're supposed to operate like the earth, right? That means feed the man and produce for the man, right? And
based on the man's actions.
Based on a man's actions. So we were. No, so we were saying the same thing. That's exactly what I said. You just was excited.
No, so but if that's known, then if a woman is already in that expected role, then she has already made the decision. This king is worthy of this.
That's
So
the problem.
Let me finish.
That's the problem.
Because we just got to take accountability for our responsibility at that time. Just like I heard the JoJo girl talking about her man and using that as an example of all men. But she got to take accountability for her actions. That was the man she chose and decided to shit on all the other dudes that was trying to holler at her because she thought she had the one. But she found out she didn't.
Wow.
That's accountability. We got to take accountability. It ain't. We can't start judging everybody off your decisions. That's your decision. That's what you thought was cool.
Facts.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Brandon.
It's just accountability. It don't get to no point where we just look into a code book and be like, all men expect me to do this. No, it ain't. Relationships don't work that way. Men and women have a chemistry. And within that chemistry, certain roles and expectations are just automatically done. Because I can tell you, I got you can have a relationship with a woman where you just come over and bang every night. She love you like a motherfucker because you fulfill that expectation. You can have another woman you give all your time to, all your money to. She complain about everything, but she still love you. But that's that expectation, and you still love her, and you don't mind her cussing you out because that's that expectation. So it don't be set roles in relationship and chemistry. It's much more delicate than that. And as long as women trying to put men into these puzzle pieces or cookie cutter forms, that's why so many of them, man.
All right. Thank you, Brandon.
That was a lot, Brandon. Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. All right. Bye. Okay, he just went off.
I know, right?
Go off, huh? Go off.
Oh, I know, right?
Before I take the next
Denise.
caller, I just want to say that was a lot.
It was.
And I don't really think that women are putting men in a box. I feel like it's quite the opposite. We have adapted to the box that was set for us. Because if all men feel like our job is to produce and to if our job is to produce and our job is to take care of the man, right? Feed him and provide his needs, right? If that's the case, then why we got so many men that are complaining about stealing or taking care of the woman so that she can do that?
Hello?
Jesse, thank you for calling.
Hey, what's up? I don't want to be all over the place, so I just want to say something. It's nothing wrong. Times have changed, first of all, with jobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, even with my mother and father, it's nothing wrong with a wife staying at home if she's handling her business with the kids, taking care of the house, cleaning up, handling all kind of other stuff, because that's a job too. Back in the days, men used to go to work, have the wife at home, and it never was a problem. It never was no debate, no arguments. Like my father, my mother never worked. At least she wanted to work. My mother had access to his bank account and everything. She never robbed him. She wasn't running the streets. She wasn't taking his money while he was at work. And what I'm gonna jump into, I know a truck driver who was out on the road, and his woman was treating him bad.
Because she didn't respect him. She didn't respect him.
Yeah, and then respect him. So whether it's the male or the female, whoever stay at home, if they doing what they supposed to do, there's nothing wrong with staying at home if you have the right woman. Like my father said, he worked a lot of hours. He said my mother wasn't there washing them drawers, preparing them meals, taking care of us in school. He wouldn't have what he had. And he just didn't want her to go through the thing of experience where he had experience on jobs. He said, yeah, she could have probably went out and got a job, but I didn't want nobody over my wife like that. But nowadays, you can't do that. People got to work together and do everything and don't need to be arguing about who's doing it, cooking it, or whatever. You just got to come together as a team.
Absolutely.
But if you got a good woman, there's nothing wrong with having her staying at home. There's nothing wrong with
As long as
taking
you do
care
the
of
right
all
thing. Do the right thing.
If y'all
Yeah,
can
as long as
afford
you-
it. Yeah, and if y'all can afford
Yeah,
it
if
and
you
it's
can afford it.
feasible.
Right, exactly. If you can afford it. Now, she out there running around like throwing them off on bills, buying all these bags,
Right.
shoes,
Put more pressure on him.
everything.
Right. She put more
Yeah,
pressure on him. Going out buying Coach bags and
that's a
can't
problem.
afford. Yeah.
That's
Coach
a problem.
bags
Like my
and
mother and father, they communicated with everything.
thank you.
She didn't bust no move, even though he said this is your account. Her name was on everything. I don't care what kind of argument they got in. She never ran to that bank and got money. This generation, I know people who's in these relationships. They don't win it. Took the money out the bank and did this and did that. And not to put this generation back down. Times just done changed now with trust issues and stuff. And just like we always talking about the marriage. Back in them days too, people really wasn't shacking up. Even if they have an expensive wedding, they was going to the courthouse and getting married. And being in these households. A lot of people weren't just living together. This is coming on now, the way the economy is in our generation. That's all I wanted to share.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse.
And I do think that's a big issue too that I want to talk about. Like a lot of people just don't understand what they've never had an example of what real relationships look like. And they listen to people who either A, just telling you whatever you want to hear because it's a good sound bite, or they listening to looking at, people who never had or sustained a respectful relationship. And I feel like a lot of men have glorified the relationships that they grandfathers had with their grandmothers, and those women were being cheated on. Some of them men had families across town, and they basically have glorified those type of relationships, but in reality it wasn't all sweet because that wife was telling her granddaughters, like, don't you settle for that. You go get your education. Don't depend on no man. Don't be like me. So I think that it's a lot of different scenarios. Like we have to stop looking at right and wrong and start looking at what's healthy and unhealthy, because a lot of the behaviors that people are taking on when it comes to relationships are just unhealthy. Like money, period, or whatever, it's not healthy. So we have to, I would say my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My mom did not work a job until we were off in the high school. Our youngest kid was in high school when she, like junior high, when she went to work. She did not have to work, but she took care of she took care. I am in a minute. She took care of the households. All right, we just putting up some of these comments.
Let's see what Craig says.
Oh, that was from before.
Craig Thompson says.
Derek Smith said, if everybody just used communication and trust, relationships would work because both would be able to make a logical choice. I think so. I think everything starts with trust. If Craig says the most important decision that a man will make is his choice in a wife. Be careful with the choice, young man. Yes. I do agree. And I feel like it's the same for a woman. Because,
thanks for the comment, Craig.
Thank you for the comment. I think that it's like that for, women as well. Like who you choose as your spouse will detect. It will
define your future.
Yeah, it will define your future.
Yeah.
It will, your spirituality, your finances, your joy, your happiness. It's so many things that are connected to who you choose as a mate. But when it comes to finances, we get so caught up on who's paying for what and who is doing what. But when in reality, I think that the most important thing is finding out what actually works for you.
That's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that was kind of deep. Man.
I know. Jeez. Brandon said a mouthful, boy.
But, hey, leave Brandon alone.
Don't be coming for me, Brandon. Hey, don't be coming for me.
That's his opinion. That's what the show was all
but
about.
I respect it. Right. Everybody entitled to their opinion. Right. Brandon.
But whew, that was a lot.
That was. And Brandon, I think, you know what? I like when people come on with strong opinions. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? They have a strong opinions about what we're talking about. But you ain't gonna be beating up on Julius over here. You know what I'm saying?
But you know,
He holding it down.
I'm trying to.
You holding it down.
But you know, I'm just
But
glad that
he's a gentleman.
I appreciate everybody that called today. I mean, I'm glad that men are calling in, and we ain't hearing nothing from the ladies.
No,
They
we
want to
didn't. They
type
was
stuff.
silent.
The
But
ladies are
no,
silent.
but it's true though. You know, relationships are at the end of the day. You got any final things you would want to say?
Just kind of reiterate what you said. We got to be careful about who we pick. You know, and like you said, it's very important that you find somebody you both have you guys on the same page on everything, not just one thing, but everything. You know, what they say, what 80-20 type thing. But I don't know. The, the important thing is be able to communicate with your spouse, and I can't say this enough. We have to men we have to be respected by our spouse, because if you don't respect me or men, it's over with. It's done. That relationship is
Yeah,
done.
I think men definitely need to feel respected
Yeah, it's
in their
got to.
relationships, and I feel like women need to be respected as well. We
Absolutely.
need to feel safe. Like if it was one thing that I could say that I would want men to take away from this conversation, is that it's important for women to feel safe. She has to be able to feel safe spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. Those are part things that she needs to be able to trust in you. She has to be able to feel like
And
she can rest in the fact that if my man says,
okay.
"Baby, I got this. Don't worry about how we gonna pay the rent this month.
And
I
so
got it, and I got it figured out." And when he say that, she could be like, if he say he
so
got it, he got
so
it.
what your four, my four is respect, nurturing. Um, don't let nobody come between your relationship. Stop telling people your business too. I think that's another thing. People are so quick to tell other people, yeah, you know, he did this, and the people that they're telling their business, their relationship is not that solid. So sometimes people, you gotta be careful you tell your
Yeah,
business too.
communicate with your
Yeah,
spouse instead of
all the
other
time.
people.
Stop telling Bob
Yeah.
and Jane, hey, you know, stop.
Yeah, sometimes listening to your homegirls too vent about their relationships can,
But they
you
probably
know.
know better than yours.
I mean, but you know, sometimes like as you know, like men listen to their friends vent about relationships, and then they be looking at their woman sideways,
Mhm.
you know, and then women do the same thing too.
I think the
So
other part of women
just
need to be very submissive to their husband too.
it's I think that comes naturally when she feels
You would
safe.
think though. You would think that, but it's not always guaranteed.
So does money equal power? So Derek, you are right. Does money equal power in the relationship? Did we get a definite is that
Oof.
I want what do you think? Um does money equate power in the relationship?
Never listen to
Whoever
someone said
has the
never
money.
listen to a single woman. Post that. How come you don't put that up there? That's what I'm talking about. Never put everything else up there. You don't put. So you don't keep that. You don't keep that. What does that say?
She said about relationship advice.
Okay, whatever. What's her name? Deantra. Welcome
I
to the
don't know,
show.
Denitra.
Denitra,
I
welcome to
think.
the show.
So, does money equal power in a relationship? Because that's the question. Does money equal power in a relationship? I don't think so.
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think so. I think that it's ultimately about working together. I know, you know, I think that you can have a lot of money and still not be respected in your relationship.
Right.
And like the clip that I showed, she said, you know, if you get with somebody and it's based on finances and you lead with finances, then you're gonna get a person who's not emotionally available. She may not care, like she said, if you gone for 6 months on a business trip, she could care less. Long as she got her bags, what she need, a house, a car, and all her financial needs are met. She's not emotionally available to you. And when she's financially stable, she's going to look for a way out and a way to leave, because what brought y'all together had nothing to do with the glue that brought y'all together, had nothing to do with love, communication, respect, safety, spiritually, emotionally, financially, none of those things matter. Spiritually, none of those things matter. It was just based on, it was a contract. It was a contract. And when the contract can't be fulfilled, they're going to leave to the next person. So if you are basing your relationships off of out external things that are not of value, and they're only based on what a person is giving you, it's not going to work.
It goes back to what we had talked about before, that foundation. A relationship needs a strong foundation for it to work.
So Derek asks, so is there a realistic power dynamic in a relationship? I do. That's deep.
I know, deep. What's your opinion?
What's
Derek?
your opinion, Derek? Because I feel like
that's real deep.
That is deep. Is there a realistic power dynamic in a relationship? I don't know. I mean, if I'm being quite honest,
right? That's kind of.
Yeah. I feel like, but I don't feel like whatever the power dynamic is, it's not based on money. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like whenever you have to and like, I agree with you, Tosh. I think that there is no realistic power dynamic in a relationship. Hey, it's imagined. Mm-hmm. I think that it just comes down to love, honestly, love and respect.
Mm-hmm. Love will conquer everything.
I do, and what it say? Love covers a multitude.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Of sin. That's what it says. So it's been a great show.
Hey, yeah. Don't forget to tell people to subscribe to your channel.
Yes, subscribe. If you have not, if you are watching and you have not subscribed, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to Juicy Talk. Definitely will appreciate it.
Thank you for the first time callers.
Thank you for the first time.
We'll be back next week for sure, right? 9 o'clock.
We'll be back next week, 9 o'clock. Yeah. Thank you. This was a good show.
It was.
It was a doozy.
I know that one caller boy. Oh, we still on? Oh, we still on?
We still on. We still on. Brandon, we ain't gonna forget you. You have to call back. So I want to play one more clip. We're gonna leave after that, but I think that it's an important one. And it just talked about, most relationships that are successful, they actually do put their money together. Mm-hmm. So we're going to watch it.
A lot of times, especially on social media, you don't hear that come from a lot of women. Is that something that you were taught growing up?
Here's the thing. The stats and all the findings support this. People who are married that combine their finances, they do build wealth 4 times faster than if you don't combine your finances. We know that the studies say that couples that combine their finances, the probability of them staying together over the long haul is greatly increased. And then the stats just tell us, it literally says they're happier. So I think a lot of people don't combine their money out of fear that, oh, this is just going to be a mess if we combine our money, but they're actually wrong. Like the statistics point the opposite way. It's actually, if you don't combine your money, you're more likely to have money fights and problems. And that's actually the number 2 cause of divorce.
Yeah. So on that note, I do completely and totally agree with that. You put your money together, in my opinion, you're more likely to stay together because you are financially invested. People who are financially invested in their relationships, they're financially invested in each other. They're not walking away. They're putting in the hard, they're combined everything. So they're putting in their hard work and they're doing what they need to do in order to sustain the relationship and to make it work.
The other day, I just happened to see landscaping. It was a husband and wife landscaping company. Mm. I'm like, wow, that's like really like she's like team husband. she's out there cutting the grass with her husband. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what's
Women
up.
cut grass
I mean, I
too.
get that, but you don't see that often. You know, that's like, wow,
They
that's
doing it
good.
together.
Yeah,
You build, you make money together. Y'all grow together.
take
Y'all
those nice
likely
trips
to,
together.
yeah,
Some
y'all
trips
can
together.
do a lot of things together. Let's put our money together. Let's work together.
Two heads are
let's
better
grow
than one, right? They
together.
say 2 heads are better than one.
Yes. Yes. Gotta trust your spouse. We all so secretive and trying to hold our money to ourselves, you know, but you put it together, it grows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, you're able to do more.
It's teamwork, man. Teamwork
what
makes the dream work.
makes the dream work.
And that's I'm all about teamwork for real.
Teamwork, me too.
I'm about teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Me as well.
You know, we didn't do too bad today. We didn't argue too much today.
We ain't argue too bad. We didn't cut each other off. We kind of we growing.
Yeah,
we growing. We respecting each other. We didn't even argue.
I'm glad. I don't like when we argue. You know that?
I don't like when we argue
I don't
either.
either. Yeah.
Sometimes it be okay though. Sometimes arguments are necessary to grow.
Yeah, this is true.
But thank you so very much for tuning in.
Thank you.
It's been an amazing show.
Thank you
We
so
thank
much.
you. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Subscribe. Please subscribe.
Juicy Talk. Please, please, please. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in to another great show.
Yeah, next week we have a good show too, right?
Next week we're gonna have a good show too. Stay tuned, follow, hit the notify button so you know when we're gonna be on. And we thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.